Greetings, Divine Sparks. I thought we would explore what does healing mean, because it can have different meanings to different people depending on what framework you're working within. And it's always good to know what you're stepping into and if that is in harmony with what your belief system is and what you would like to bring into your experience. So I've been trained as a naturopath, and naturopaths run by a number of principles. And the principles that are underlying naturopathy and the mode of healing, which includes herbal medicine, nutrition, massage, exercise, lifestyle, homeopathy, vibrational medicines, actually has a very broad umbrella scope. But the principle underlying all of them is to find and treat the cause of the problem. Why do you have the headaches? Not here's a pill that relieves headaches. Why do you have the headaches? And so there's usually a long investigative process to find out how is all the body systems working in harmony, not in harmony. So headaches can be a food intolerance, for headaches can be dehydration, headaches can be a liver imbalance, and so many other things. Bowel toxicity. They can also be psychic sensitivity. They can be hypersensitivity to light. They could be caused by CMEs from solar flares. There are many, many reasons for the symptoms that we have, and sometimes they're emotional. We could have a headache because we're so overloaded with what's happening emotionally in our life that it's literally, we feel like our head's going to explode. So naturopathy seeks to find the cause and create a solution or relieve the obstacles that the body is finding to its own healing. So the truth about healing is your body heals itself. No one heals you. Your body will heal itself. It wants to heal itself. It is absolutely designed to heal itself. You cut yourself, no matter what you do, your body is going to clot the blood, make a scab, start healing the tissues, bind it all together, clear away all the debris, and there we have it. Voila, it's fixed. Now, there can be obstacles to that cure. You may have rubbed some manure into that when it happened, and the microbes get in, and then the immune system's got to get it on, an attack. And there may be obstacles that your immune system is actually suppressed, that you don't have enough zinc, that there's many, many, many reasons. So we also have to look at what those obstacles are and address those. So this then brings us to a state when we have identified the cause and we've removed the obstacles, the body will naturally move into healing alignment, into divine alignment, into alignment with its optimal divine blueprint, the reset to factory settings, to use another way, bring you back to the original settings of health and well-being. So we can have issues on many levels. So one of the other tags of naturopathy is that it's holistic. So that means we address the body, the deficiencies, the excesses, the wounds, whatever it might happen to be. And we address the mind and the emotions, so how we're thinking and how we're feeling. And we bring in the spiritual aspect. Do we feel alone and disconnected? Are we lacking purpose? Are we feeling, unable to connect with other human beings, which then brings mental and emotional stuff, and then might bring eating problems, and then might bring obesity. And so they all are interconnected, and we look for what appears to be the true cause. So on my journey, I have discovered that most people's physical complaints that they have come to see me for resolution very commonly have a mental, emotional, and spiritual causation. And getting to the nuts and bones of that is really essential. And so I've added to my toolbox lots of things to do that, from Reiki, flower essences, homeopathy, which isn't my strong thing, but I do use vibrational medicine, to sacred geometry, to a process called Psych K, which is a reprogramming of your subconscious, crystal healing, to bring people into a space where it's easier to clear the energetic obstacles, the mental and emotional obstacles to their healing of themselves, coming back into their alignment. And an example of having truly healed from something, I'll use an example. So it's more common than we would like to think that people experience abuse in their childhood. Now, some people carry that as a very strong, distressing memory that they get triggered by things that happen around them, things on TV that takes them right back to that memory, right back into the trauma as if it's happening now. Now, that's very disabling for people, and that could be post-traumatic stress from war or an accident, as well as all the kinds of physical, emotional, mental, sexual trauma that we could have. So what gets built up is a response pattern to keep ourselves safe. So we might shut down, we might get aggressive, whatever our defense strategy is, that then is trying to keep us safe moving forward, even though the moment of the trauma has passed. That moment's not happening anymore, and we keep it alive within ourselves with our coping strategies. I've got to keep on top of everything and have everything in its right place, then I'll feel safe, and then that thing that happened to me before can never happen. OCD type behavior. And we all have that at some level. So when something is healed, when we've been able to go back to the original issue and allow the stress of that to leave our nervous systems completely, so that we can reset our nervous system to a normal level, when we're not hyper vigilant, we're not expecting something at any minute to leap out and get us, that we can come into trust and surrender in the now moment. That is healing. So then when we think back to the original trauma, we can tell you the story of it, but it doesn't elicit this, oh my God, it's happening now, I've got to run, I have to save myself. You can actually move on with your life. And then we can also consider, sometimes there's been incredible gifts from difficult experiences. And this isn't to neutralize the trauma in itself, but just to say sometimes out of difficult stuff, actually good stuff happens. So when we can also integrate the gift of that challenge, then we've got an extra bonus. Not only have we moved through it and survived, but we've moved through it and we've expanded. So what happens when we don't do that is we're contracted around that, and it's very hard for us to have an open heart, for us to receive, for us to be in the now, in the present, to really enjoy 100%. Maybe our experiences then are quite like this instead of wow. So we're really limiting ourselves when we've contracted around an experience out of fear. So that's the beauty of healing, is that we can bring awareness, we can bring energy to that, we can bring loving space and witness to that, we can bring in the blue rose lineage, we can bring in angels. It doesn't matter what the context of the higher frequency energy is labeled. The idea is that it is there to help us release whatever we're holding on to that's no longer serving us. If it serves us to stay in fight or flight to keep us safe because actually there's bombs falling and there's people attacking us, we can call in protection for sure, but it is important that our nervous system keeps our physical vehicle safe. That's its job. And once that's over, then we can debrief and defrag and reground and actually come back into the now and know that we're now safe and it's not still happening. So that is the beauty of healing, and why I've moved from sort of the more physical work of naturopathy into spiritual counseling and healing and holding space in a teaching fashion to share this understanding. Because when we understand the rules of the game that we're playing in life, it's so much easier to play the game. Just imagine sitting down with a group of people and they're playing a game and you get served your cards, but you have no idea what the rules are, and you're just putting cards down, and anything can happen. There's no ease and flow and awareness. So when we know the rules of the game, we can play the game, and it's a lot easier, and it's certainly a lot more fun. So healing the things that hold us back from being the truth of who we are, of being free and open and expansive, is an opportunity. And I invite you to step into healing what it is that holds you back from your joy, what holds you back from the full expression of who you are in each moment. As you become aware of that, you can journal that. You can start processing that. You can seek to talk to people about that, or to read about that, or to engage someone to offer you healing with that. And just remember that the healing comes from within you. Anyone outside of you offering you assistance is facilitating you connecting back to the truth of who you are, back to your body's capacity to heal, regenerate, and come into alignment with your healthiest and fullest potential. I wish you all the very best of luck on your journey of healing. And if I can help you in any way, please contact me.